You know those books that you finish and immediately want to shove into everyone's hands and say, you need to read this? Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. I've picked 10 of my 5-star reads that I genuinely think you should add to your TBR. And the last one is probably one of the most controversial books this year. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kirtana and I love to talk about books. Like I said, in today's video, we will be talking about the 10 books that I love recommending to people because I think these books are simply brilliant. I have a really long list, but we are just gonna talk about 10 for today because otherwise this is gonna go on forever. If you guys want more recommendations, do let me know and I can make a part 2. But for today, it's just gonna be 10, and in the interest of keeping this video not too long, we are just gonna jump right in. The first one I want to talk about is Catching Mine by Mollie Goins. This is sort of underrated and I feel like not many people know about it, which is why I wanted to include it right at the beginning. This was my most recent 5-star read, if I'm not really wrong. This is a sports romance. We are following baseball in this book. It is also part of the Boston Blues series. This is book number 4, but I haven't read the first 3 and I just read this, and you could do the same. They are all interconnected standalones. I am going to go back and read the first 3 books because that's how much I loved this one. But if you just want to read one book, you can definitely only read this. In this one, we follow Adam and Mia. They are both millionaires. Adam plays in the baseball team and Mia is a restaurant owner. They get together because of an event they're planning together, and that leads to them realizing that there are a lot of sparks between them, and then they start dating, which leads to an accidental pregnancy, which then leads to a marriage of convenience. I know. The accidental pregnancy is not everybody's favorite, but trust me on this one. This is done so well. I had to start with this one because honestly, I loved every single thing about this book. Mia is such a strong, driven FMC. She is such a boss lady. And Adam, he is probably the greenest of green flags you will ever meet. He was simply perfect. Their chemistry was so good. The banter was so good. The spice was amazing. This was just a perfect romance for me. If you like sports romance with a really strong FMC and a genuinely amazing MMC, please read this one. Now, if you want something much darker, Bad Bishop by Shen. This has got to be one of my favorite mafia romance books that I have ever read. This one follows Lila and Tiernan. Tiernan is in the Irish mafia and Lila's family is part of the Italian mafia. Her dad is like a really big deal in the Italian mafia, and she is said to have an arranged marriage with Tiernan, and Tiernan is known to be a psychopath. Honestly, I don't want to tell you anything else about this book. You have to experience it. I absolutely love Tiernan. His dark humor was everything. And Lila as an FMC was just so strong, but at the same time so vulnerable. I was completely obsessed with these two. I gave this 5 stars and I already know that I'm gonna reread it. But yes, definitely check your trigger warnings before you get into it because it is a dark romance. If you're looking for romantasy, I have to talk about A Dance of Lights by Brittany Arena. This one became a new obsession for me, and guess what? It is now a completed duology. The second book just came out. I haven't read it yet, but I've already heard raving reviews. This follows Vasali, who is a dancer, but she's currently a spy for the king, and her orders keep getting more and more dangerous, and she has to do it because she has no other option. And while she is spying for the king, she learns a lot of things, which leads to a lot of intrigue. The plot was just so interesting and unique. Just the FMC being a dancer was just not something I'm used to seeing in a romantasy. There was also so much politics and so many secrets that I didn't know who I could trust. And the romance, the banter was so good. It was a delicious slow burn, and I absolutely loved Vasali. Like, she's one of my top favorite FMCs in fantasy currently. But I do have to say the romance aspect of this book is not as much. Like, it's more fantasy forward. I don't know if the romance is more explored in the second book, but in the first book, like I said, it is a slow burn and it is heavily focused more on the plot. Oh my god, and the cliffhanger at the end of this book emotionally ruined me. Like, I'm literally waiting to get my hands on the second book so I can start it immediately. If you want a beautiful contemporary romance, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonam Young will give you just that. This is also an accidental pregnancy book, but again, it is done so well. I don't think even if you hate this trope, you will be able to hate this book. It is just so beautiful. It basically follows Win and Bo, who end up having a one-night stand, which then leads to her discovering that she's pregnant, and it just goes from there. Win and Bo are such amazing characters. I loved watching them get together. I loved watching them grow together. Just the way they talk to each other, the way they get their jokes, their wit is just the banter. Everything was just so cute. I honestly don't think there's a single thing I would change about this book. Since I read it, I have been recommending this to everyone. Also, another thing, it is set around Halloween. That's where it starts. So this would make a really good fall time read. If you haven't read this yet, you need to. You really need to. Okay, this one comes with a huge trigger warning. But if you're okay to read heavy books, Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman absolutely destroyed me. So this one follows Dean and Cora. Dean and Cora are actually abducted together and they wake up in like this basement and they don't know who has taken them and they don't know what the plan is for them. They don't know if they will survive. That is basically what this book is about. This book broke my heart and then tried to put it back together. The trauma these characters go through is incredibly heavy, but I just thought it was so beautifully written. I really loved the plot. I loved the characters. And this is one of those books that I finished and immediately proceeded to stare at a blank wall for the next few hours just thinking about what I just read. For the next one, obviously, I had to include The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This was actually a reread for me and I forgot how good this was. It was so bingeable. I finished it in less than 24 hours. For those of you who don't know, this is a college hockey romance. Garrett is a really popular college hockey player and Hannah is like the shy but really smart girl, and she ends up tutoring Garrett. That's how it starts. There is fake dating in this too. This was just so cute. I know the show is also out right now and the show is so good, but I still like the book maybe like 5% better. I just think Garrett in the book is just simply amazing. Even though the show got his essence really well, I still think the book, I don't know, just a little bit better. I don't think I'll ever stop loving Garrett Graham. This book was 5 stars for me years ago and it's still 5 stars for me now. If you haven't read this and you like college sports romance, I would highly recommend. I know summer is almost over, but if you are looking for a good summer romance, One Golden Summer by Carley Fortune will give you just that. This follows Charlie and Alice. Alice for this summer is helping her grandma out and they're living at this cottage by the lake and Charlie is their neighbor. Alice decides she needs a bucket list of things she wants to do this summer, things that she's never done in her life, and Charlie helps her with it. I love the story in this one. I love the characters. Everything was just so good. It was written to make you feel like you are right on the lake with them. Alice was just such a sweet soul. I love her so much. And Charlie, I fell in love with Charlie in Every Summer After by the same author. You see like a small snippet of him there. So reading this after Every Summer After was just perfect because I already loved him so much. This is one of those books that just makes you feel like you are at the setting, you are feeling everything that they're feeling, you are doing everything that they're doing. Like I said, just perfect for the summer. Okay, completely different from everything I've talked about so far. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This was a masterpiece. I cannot recommend this enough. This follows a scientist, Rylan Grace, who wakes up in a spaceship in space with absolutely no memory of how he got there, and the only thing he knows, I think, is that he has to save humanity. Guys, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I think you should read the book first. But if you have seen the movie and not read the book, I definitely think you should read the book also. It is so freaking good. And if you listen to audiobooks, I would also recommend the audiobook for this book because the narrator is simply incredible. This book will make you cry. This book will make you feel so many different emotions. And I feel like in the movie, if you've seen the movie, the science part of it is not as much. So if you are a STEM girly who enjoys like the sciencey aspects of it and little bit more explanations to the things that happen and why they happen, I would highly suggest to read the book because they actually explain everything in quite detail in that. I went into this not expecting it to become a 5-star favorite, but wow. Honestly, I don't think I can ever stop recommending this book. Next, if you haven't read Liz Tomforde yet, First of all, why? And secondly, In Our Own League is one of my favorites. This is a spin-off novel from the Windy City series. So if you haven't read that, I would recommend you reading it first. But if you really don't want to, which I think you should think again because Windy City is brilliant, you can still read this on its own. But if you want to fully enjoy every single aspect of it, I think you need to read Windy City series first. This one follows Monty and Reese. Monty is the general manager, I want to say, of the baseball team, and Reese is the new owner of said baseball team. So you have a little bit of like forbidden workplace romance vibes in this. This book was just so good. Reese is such a strong character and she takes no shits from anybody. Like, she is here to do a job and she is sure she is the best person for that job and she will get it done. Like, that's her vibe. And Emmett, this man will do anything for her. Oh my god, I love this man so much. Emmett, I lift heavy for a reason. Oh my god, you need to meet him. They are both just such incredibly lonely people that don't realize how lonely they are till they meet each other, and that was just so cute. The way they communicate and just take care of each other, I thought was perfect. At this point, I genuinely believe that Liz Tomforde can do no wrong, and I don't think anybody can write men the way she writes men. And lastly, I'm going to end this with the most controversial book online, I feel, this year, The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. I know this is controversial, but I think this is going to be in my top 10 books of this year. This one follows Chris and Larissa. Chris is Larissa's boyfriend's best friend. So it is heavily forbidden. So I know this trope is not for everybody, but even if you're okay with the trope, I feel like a lot of people didn't really agree with the way the story was written. But for me personally, I absolutely loved it. The level of yearning in this book was everything. I just loved how they built this strong friendship with each other and how deeply they connected with each other. It is sort of a slow burn, I want to say, because they don't even get together till like the very end of this book. The whole book is just them realizing how perfect they are for each other, if that makes sense. And Chris is such an acts of service king. I loved him. If you love romance that makes you feel things, that makes you feel conflicted, it makes you question things, at the same time you also feel pain, you feel yearning, you feel so much love, I would highly recommend you put this on your TBR. Okay guys, there you have it, 10 books that I highly recommend. Like I said, if you want more recommendations or if you want more specific recommendations, especially in the romance genre, do let me know. I can make more parts to this video. I do have a book Instagram and a book TikTok account where I post daily book content. I'll leave the links down below in case you guys want to be friends on over there too. And also, if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe. That way you can be notified each time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!